Hi, you guys. So people want to know, how can they help support Heart of Gold Sanctuary? Because I have a lot of options to lay out for you, and some of them are very exciting in many ways. So first and foremost, I am an adult content creator. That's how I started my rescue. That's how I continue to fund it. That is the only way to make the amount of money that is required to run a rescue and sanctuary operation of this size. If I were a better beggar, I could maybe get more donations, but as it is, donations have been less than 1% of the income that I need to run the sanctuary. So first of all is www.daintyrascaldancing.com. That's where most of you know me from, and that is a no pay-per-view. That means you pay one price per month and you get access to every single video I've ever made, which is now more than 1,200 full-length videos and over 1,000 very fun pictures. I can only say so much. And yes, I do have an OnlyFans account. You can look it up. It's just Dainty Rascal, one word, DAINTY-RASCAL. I can't believe how many people can't spell Dainty Rascal. They are, I thought those were very common English words, but maybe not. So there's those two options. And then yes, I have a Patreon. I used to be one of the top earners on Patreon. There were 3 months, 3 glorious months, where I was making $20K a month on Patreon, but I flew too close to the sun and they dropped me. They suspended my account for nudity, which I was unaware that wasn't allowed. They were like, well, art nudes, yes, but explicit nudes, no. So I'm still on Patreon, and it still brings in $1,000 a month to the sanctuary, but it's not the level of explicitness that DaintyRascalDancing.com and OnlyFans are. And so those are the 3 adult content options that you have if you want to support the sanctuary. Please consider it. It's really fun. I'm not a nasty girl. I'm a classy girl. And, you know, I'm out and about in nature, and sometimes in my house, sometimes in the barn, sometimes in the hay bay, sometimes in my dance shack, sometimes on the trail, sometimes at the beach, sometimes at the river. Pretty much anywhere I find a beautiful spot, I'm like, this is nice. Let's make it nicer. And okay, so that's that. Now, if you're not interested in that sort of thing, which I totally understand, shockingly enough, I actually don't like porn myself, and I don't watch it ever. It's never done anything for me, but I know that I sure do a lot of things for a lot of other people who have sang my praises to help resolve their frustrations. And so there's www.heartofgoldsanctuary.org. That is our nonprofit website. We are a registered 501c3 in the state of California. And you can just click donate now and donate any amount you are comfortable with. And please consider it, because gosh, it's been really difficult this year. It started with the worst time ever, the death of my best friend's son, who was only 3. And I had to take a break because it felt really uncomfortable to be on film at all for a while. And I recovered from that and got everything going again. Things were okay. And then PayPal, someone reported me to PayPal and said, hey, did you know she is accepting money for adult content? And they were like, what? You can't do that. That's absolutely outrageous. And they canceled me right away, canceled all my subscriptions, which were 2/3 of our income. So that was $20,000 a month coming from PayPal subscriptions that just were cut out in one day. And it was right before rent was due. Oh my my gosh, it was 2 days before rent was due, and I get the bulk of my payments on the 1st, so it left us high and dry real fast. And at the time, I had 27 horses, all under my financial care. It was insane, you guys. I was spending over 30 grand a month keeping these horses happy, healthy. The place that we rent to run the sanctuary is obviously gorgeous. It's beautiful, right? But it is very expensive. It's 8 grand a month just to be here. And I have looked for cheaper places, and guess what? There aren't any. It's not possible. I just live in Northern California in the Bay Area, so if anybody knows about the Bay Area, they know that housing is rare, especially if you have a whole lot of horses, and people sure charge top dollar for it. Anyways, so if you're not interested in any kind of adult content, heartofgoldsanctuary.org is where you can help us out by donating now. And we do have a very PG-friendly Patreon account for Heart of Gold Sanctuary, where I share special videos that you don't see here, and recipes. I write them all out. I talk about horse health care. I talk about preventative health care for horses so that you never end up having to call the vet, unless, you know, they stick themselves on a T-post or some terrible thing that you can't deal with. But for the most part, all of our horses remain perfectly healthy all year round. We hardly ever have to call the vet, you guys, so that really helps lower the cost of having a rescue. Currently, that being said, I do have an outstanding balance of $3,000 with the vet, and they won't come out and see me again until I pay it off. So I'm being particularly careful with my preventative health care methods right now because we cannot afford to have the vet out. And so that's why I'm here begging you to check things out. I sure have a lot of fun online, and I know that you would have fun if you came and you found me. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. That's pretty much my most common message I get from people who come over and find me. They say, hey, I just wanted to let you know, I came from YouTube, and I am so glad I did. I am not disappointed. And growing up my whole life, my greatest fear was people saying, I'm disappointed in you. The lingering possibility of people being disappointed in me, oh, it wrecks my heart, it twists my guts, and gives me a headache, and I just can't deal with it. So I'm really, really happy you guys like what I do. I like what I do. I love getting to do what I want to do, which is rescue horses. I've had the same dream since I was 6 years old, you guys. I knew I was going to do this. And the path to get here sure was convoluted, and I never would have guessed that creating adult content would be the way that I did it. But hey, you know what? It's working out for everyone. It is a beautiful symbiotic relationship where the horses always win. So come check me out. I can't put links in my text below anymore because I have to verify my account. And oh, it was such a rigmarole of sadness on YouTube because they're like, okay, you need to verify your account with ID. And I was like, yeah, no problem. So I get out my ID and I do the process, and they're like, you need an ID that's not expired. I have no idea. I have been living life with an expired driver's license for 2 years. Luckily, I'm a very good girl now. Didn't always used to be that way. I used to not have a driver's license because I was a Mario Kart style driver. I was playing Frogger on the freeway, like fast as I could go, 16 years old, being like, can my car do 120 or can't it? I love to drive fast, but not anymore. Now I'm really good because I am a mother of many, many horses who are 100% dependent on my ability to be alive and make them money so that they can eat and live in a peaceful, beautiful place that they can call home for as long as possible. Now, that being said, we have had some serious financial difficulties this year, and I am hoping that October will be so much better because I've got someone who's going to rent my lower barn for almost half the rent that I pay here. So that is going to be super helpful to me, a huge load off. But I also have 3 horses who are available for adoption. That's Danny, Holly, and possibly Blue. Now the thing with Blue is she is horse married to Whiskey. And Whiskey is currently still lame, and he may always be that way. According to his former owner, he always was lame. Something is wrong with his stifle, so it's the shoulder joints. And so he's very sore on his front feet. He's very stiff. That being said, he still trots and canters and runs around in the pasture and has a lot of fun, but I would never ride him or let anybody ride him or let him go to a home where they might possibly try to ride him. So that's always the hardship with rehoming horses. You know, you don't really know where they're going. You can do all the research, you can get all the references, you can get pictures, you can go visit them, but when you're not there, you don't know what they're doing with that horse, and you can only hope that people are good and they're going to be good to the horses. They're going to treat them right. They're not going to be overusing them or abusing them or neglecting them. Oh, I wish I could just keep them all forever beside me where I know that they will be spoiled for life, but financially we are just not there yet. And currently I have 12 horses under my care, and currently I can only afford 6. So I've gotten all the loans I could get, and now that option has run out. I've maxed out all the credit cards I could get, and that option has run out. So I'm here asking you, please, please consider checking out daintyrascaldancing.com. Come on, it's gonna be fun. You're gonna love it. I post every single day. 1,200 videos so far, you guys. That's a lot. Anyways, that's it for now. I'm going to continue to update you, and soon I will get my YouTube verified so that they will stop limiting my views. I used to get videos with like 1 million views, and now it's like, oh, 5,000, because people are always reporting me for like, she's way too sexy, she shouldn't be allowed online. And then people started reporting my links, so they took away my ability to put up links. Oh my gosh, it goes on and on. The prudes are just on a warpath to try and defund my horse rescue because they don't like how I run it. But I'll never stop, honestly. I can just keep creating new accounts forever and ever, and I will do anything for my horses, so just try and stop me.